Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
NHS shares silent killer 999 calls as people urged to know the signs. Stroke, often dubbed the silent killer, is one of the leading causes of death and disability worldwide, striking suddenly and without warning. Many individuals may be unaware they've suffered a stroke until it's tragically too late. In an effort to combat this silent threat through heightened awareness, the NHS is actively encouraging the public to familiarize themselves with stroke symptoms and the critical actions to take during such an emergency. This initiative coincides with the release of a poignant video by the Health Service, showcasing real-life 999 calls from individuals who have survived strokes, reports Surrey Live. The NHS shared the impactful video on X with the caption, "Stroke survivors share their stories and listen to the 999 calls that saved their lives. The first sign of a stroke might not seem like much. Any sign of a stroke is always an emergency. Face or arm or speech at the first sign, it's time to call 999. The video opens with a tense exchange between a call handler and a woman reporting a potential stroke. As heard in the audio, NHS call handler asks, "Is the patient breathing?" A woman replies, "We think he may have had a small stroke." To which the call handler instructs, "All right, ask him to smile." The woman responds to say, "He's got left-sided facial weakness." Stroke survivors share their stories and listen to the 999 calls that saved their lives. The first sign of a stroke might not seem like much. Any sign of a stroke is always an emergency. Face or arm or speech at the first sign, it's time to call 999. https://t/co/830i6dhr1pic, Twitter, com/z1xdthrt. Another segment features a different call handler. They say, "Ask him to say, 'Early bird catches the worm.'" A man's voice struggles to articulate the phrase. In a third distressing call, a woman expresses concern. She says, "I know this sounds really stupid, but my left arm has gone numb and heavy. It could be signs of a stroke. I mean, am I imagining this?" The video transitions to Dion from Surrey, who is seen in her kitchen recounting the life-saving phone call she made. She reveals, "My stroke actually happened the night before I called 999. Dion added, "I was told it was a miracle that I had survived that long. I was so hesitant to dial the emergency services, but I should have made that call as soon as I felt the weakness in my arm." Towards the video's conclusion, NHS call handler Molly, who assisted Dion, emphasizes to viewers, "Any sign of a stroke is always an emergency. Face or arm or speech at the first sign, it's time to call 999. The Stroke Association highlights the alarming frequency of strokes, noting, 100,000 people have strokes each year. There are 1.3 million stroke survivors in the UK. Don't miss, experts say 1 minute, a week slashes risk of stroke by almost half latest. We use your sign-up to provide content in ways you've consented to and to improve our understanding of you. This may include adverts from us and third parties based on our understanding. You can unsubscribe at any time. Read our privacy policy. Many individuals might not be aware that they've suffered a stroke until they face a more serious one or undergo a brain scan that shows damage. Silent strokes can lead to further brain deterioration and heighten the chances of experiencing future strokes. When discussing the symptoms of a stroke, the NHS says sudden onset is common. Symptoms may include facial weakness, arm weakness, and speech difficulties. You might notice one side of the face sagging, difficulty smiling, or an inability to raise both arms due to numbness or weakness in one. Speech may become slurred or confused. The NHS advises remembering these symptoms with the acronym FAST, which stands for face, arms, speech, and time to call 999. Additional signs of a stroke may also be present, including: the NHS warns, symptoms of a stroke can sometimes stop after a short time, so you may think you're fine. Even if this happens, get medical help straight away. A stroke is more likely to happen if you're older, but it can happen at any age. Further information can be found on the Stroke Association's website. In an emergency where a stroke is suspected or there have been signs within the last 24 hours, even if they've ceased, immediate action is crucial. Do not drive to A&E. Instead, dial 999 and the operator will guide you through the next steps. It's a misconception that strokes only affect the elderly. They can strike anyone, anytime, although certain factors heighten your risk. Particular health conditions also amplify the likelihood of experiencing a stroke. These consist of surviving a stroke or transient ischemic attack, TIA or mini-stroke, puts you at greater danger for subsequent strokes. Nonetheless, lifestyle changes can significantly reduce this risk. Strategies include smoking cessation, adhering to a nutritious diet, regular physical activity, and moderating alcohol intake. It's also vital to continue with prescribed medications to manage underlying issues such as hypertension or diabetes. If you encounter any issues with your medication, make sure to consult your GP.